Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, you know it don't work without you guys, man. So it's me and Michael Anthony Fitness. We're gonna take this house, which is a rental unit, and we've got to do some repair work and kind of update this a little bit. So let's take a look at what we got to do. I actually had to come through here before because there was a roof leak, a ceiling leak that was taken care of. The bathtub was leaking. We ended up going through patching it. Unfortunately, the tenant that was in here had a lot of furniture and stuff, and we did not paint the whole ceiling at that time because they were only going to be for a couple months. But we're going to go through, and there's some places that were jacked up from before, and you could see the paint job when they painted it before that was kind of not real good. And we'll change the colors on the wall. So, and also too, we're going to be redoing the flooring that's in here. We're going to end up doing a laminate flooring that's a vinyl that will be throughout the house. So we'll have to do the steps and all that. All the carpet's going to come out. So we'll do that. We're going to change. There's some doors that are not 6-panel ones. We're going to take those out, replace those. We've got metal bifolding doors that we're going to get rid of. I've got to go through and spackle up all of these holes and stuff that are in here and figure out what they want to do with the cabinets. Probably we'll end up repainting these with maybe a light gray in color, make them look a little bit better than what they've done. Maybe change the hardware since that doesn't look real good the way they're painted, to like a white hardware. Put in new countertop. Let's see. Maybe put a new bottom in the cabinet here. Check off the drawers. Replace the hardware in the drawers. Put in new appliances to make it, update and feel a little bit better. Maybe some better shelving in there. Repaint all of this. I don't like this big ass mirror that's kind of falling off the wall here. I think we should go with a smaller, nice looking, maybe oval mirror or something in there. Spackle up the nail holes, repaint all of this stuff. And I want to show you guys, we actually had to fix the ceiling too because there was a roof leak a while ago and literally the ceiling collapsed. But we'll take care of that. But we'll pull these things out of here and fix the walls. But now, this is a problem actually I had in my house when I bought it 17 years ago. I've got these tiles that are up in here that are, you can see it's kind of stained and all that. When this was done, this had drywall. You have green board drywall, which is made for wet locations, and that's what they used to use, of course, for tile backing. Problem with it is, even though it is water resistant, it's still not the best thing. And that's why we use cement board, or I personally like using hardy board because you got a circular saw and it cuts it and it's more rigid. So this, we were looking at maybe reglazing the walls for the tile, but I hadn't looked at it. But you can see behind it, the drywall is come apart. So what we're gonna have to do is, of course, pull off all of this tile, cut out the drywall, and put in cement board and then retile it. So it'll be better. And I think I'm gonna end up going through, and I think what we'll do is we'll reglaze the bathtub. It's not a bad tub, it's just that it's a little stained, and that'll be less pain. Personally, I hate these big mirrors like this. They need to go, as well as this glazed 4x4 wall tile that's on the floor. So we're going to take the toilet up and take the tile that's in here out as well, and of course change the door here. We're going to get rid of the Berber carpet, and we're going to use that laminate flooring throughout, so we're going to be redoing those. I'm not sure exactly how, but somehow the ceiling fan blade got ripped off of there. And we're going to change these doors. We'll just get a new door frame and all that. Just take the whole thing off and get a pre-hung door. Paint the walls, take the carpet up out of here, And then we have this bathroom, which is the master one. This is going to be interesting because what we'll do is we'll reglaze the bathtub there. And what we have down here, this is a telltale sign. Here's the thing. If you ever have tile and you see the grout line messing up on you, that it's cracking, it's because the underlayment underneath of it, generally speaking, isn't good, or they use cheap mortar. You cannot use cheap mortar. You know, you go to Home Depot and you see this mortar, it's like $6 a bag. Okay, hey, you're a contractor. I need to save money because I didn't charge enough. But if you read that bag of mortar, what you're going to see in there is it says use this additive to it. If you don't use the additive, basically 6 months from when you put it down, it's going to come up. It won't adhere well. There's different types of mortars for different types of application between regular tile and porcelain tile and mortar. There's also ones that are made for difficult use. For example, what you always want to have when you're doing tile is you always want to have a minimum of 1.25 inches underlayment. So you got 3/4 inch plywood, and then you put cement board on there and you screw that every freaking 8 inches along with adhesive in between it, because that'll lock that floor together. If you guys were with me when we did my mother-in-law's bathroom, their house is full of antique heart pine wood floors that squeak everywhere you go out throughout the house. What we ended up doing is we ended up using 3.5 inch long screws. We put cement board along with that adhesive in there, and we screwed all the way through into the floor joists to lock that floor. That's the only floor in that house that does not squeak. So let's take a look at what's underneath the tile here. And what you can see is, look at this. The adhesive did not stick to the tile. There's nothing. So one of two things happened. They waited too long and it skimmed over, and when they pushed it down, it didn't lock into it, or it was just crappy mortar that they used. So you can see how much mortar they put in there to try and build it up. And this is one of those cases where you try and save a little bit of money and it costs you in the long run. So what we're going to have to do now is we're going to have to take, we're going to take the toilet up. We're going to have to see if we can get the tile out from underneath of here, but more than likely we're going to have to take the vanity out, which means all this, it's a whole lot more work, and it's just because somebody half-assed did it to begin with. And there's nothing I hate worse than finding out that people just half-assed did work. In fact, here's another problem that we ended up dealing with. The reason the ceiling down there actually messed up was because when they put this in here, they didn't seal up the shower arm using either Teflon tape or pipe dope. And what happened is this thing, every time they use a shower, it just drip, 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 drip. And then eventually it showed up with stains on the ceiling, and the ceiling collapses. Again, sometimes something that's, a couple of dollars here can turn around and cost you a whole lot of money. So that's what we got to deal with in here. So here we go. Time for us to get to work. And Michael, well, he's already in here cutting and removing the floor. And I'm going to go ahead and talk to the homeowner and let him know some of the things that I've seen we're going to need to correct, and then we'll start spackling the walls. But when we get finished with it, we'll turn around and make this place really, really nice. It'll be freshly painted and hopefully have a nice new tenant that'll take care of it and appreciate it. I'm Mark Holmes, and it's time to go to work.